Hello, my wonderful people. This is M Special. I come across this wonderful article that is speaking more on the votes of the Gambian MPs. I must say it's not direct that, but I framed it to be that because it's just the topic on this article, and I would like to share it. I will use it as a part two of my title named Why You Should Be Proudly African. So, this article was put together by one of our Oduduwa sister by name Onyola Anuoluwabo Soyemi, and it reads, Colonial thinking affects everyone. It is time we found new heroes. I love this. It's talking about the color thing that I discussed on my last video. She said, a few weeks ago, I sat in the pediatric ward of a private hospital in Lagos waiting on my 10 weeks old son's vaccinations. In the waiting room, all toys and loud crashing from US cartons. I took in the sight of a Nigerian woman. Her body tinged with telltale redness of poisoned bleached cream. Two beautiful babies sat in car seats at her feet. I exclaimed, "You had twins?" I recognized her from a few weeks before, each of us in the final throes of pregnancy. I actually had triplets, she grinned. On cue, her Nigerian husband emerged from the doctor's office carrying the third child. Awe-struck, my son in my arms. I congratulated her on her strength. She looked closely at my son and beamed. "He is beautiful." "Thank you," I agreed naively, not realizing where our conversation was heading. "Look at how light he is," she continued. My heart sank. "His father must be white," she persisted. I confirmed my husband was a white man from the United Kingdom. My son will get darker and be just as lovely. Uncomfortable, I tried to control the conversation. "Even if he gets darker, he will still be light and beautiful," she effused. The greatest trick colonialism convinced us it has really left. I pray that my children will never be taken in by false praise and will stand unyielding in the glory of their black Africanness. My son began to cry. I was thankful. I comforted him in the language I speak to my children, leaving English to everyone else. Pele mabinu oti fe yaka malo le. I consoled him and myself in Yoruba. She spoke again. "Don't talk to this fine boy in Yoruba, please." Her words completed my dejection. "You must have a girl," she went on. "Can you imagine a girl with this skin and long hair too? My spirit had sunk too low to tell her that I also had long hair that grows thickly up, not down. Smack your back, Collie, triple back. Triplets. I looked at her triplets, neatly lined up, dark, precious in their fragility, utterly beautiful. I wondered, would their mother ever let them know? Feel it? I was unable to shake my sadness. How did we get like this? Believing that we are not the mark of beauty itself, that our skin, our hair, our languages are ugly. We joke about Kolo mentality in Nigeria as a problem that affects only the ignorant masses, when in reality it is an affliction that excluded no one. Equally responsible for the most obvious display of self-alienation as it is for the not so declaratory corrosive transformation it makes to our ideas. Is the solution to building powerful black nations by intimidating a history of European capitalist domination and aspiring to false notion of rationality as espoused by European philosophy and science? Is this not also the result of our colonial mentality? Shall we counteract the violence of European colonization by showing that we too can be just as exploitative, as greedy, rational? I do not ask these questions to be rhetorical. I am also searching for answers. One of the many devastating consequences of colonialism in its imposition of one mode of thought and way of life, attempting to destroy all others, is that it shallowed our imaginations, too closely confining them to present, near recent experience. It does not help that Europeans continue in their recording of a history of ideas to persist in the belief of their unique mind, as Sophia Edwards, a sociology professor at Providence College in the United States, noted. Western scholarship is replete with false notions that the most useful idea comes from the global north, only copied by the global south. Conveniently, forgetting that such ideas as a universal human right were first developed by Latin American countries. Through willful act of forgetting and mind-making, and despite the evidence of our labor in the establishment of their metaphorical houses, it remained prominent in the minds of many Europeans that the current socio-economic development of African countries is simply the result of our supposed lack of intellectual originality. We are in Nigeria beginning to unmask the villain of our present predicaments. They are not just the colonial, every one of them, but those also among our historical elites who aided and abetted colonialism. Some, like the slave trader Madam Tinubu, we have unsoundly memorialized, though by their wickedness we shall have known they were not heroes, and our heroices. Okay. I have thought of the praiseworthy champions who, operating under the oppressive height of emirs, must surely also have been victims of colonial brainwashing. I have thought of Samuel Ajayi Crowther, widely celebrated as Nigeria's first Anglican bishop, of J.J. Ramson Kuti, who, despite writing the Eba national anthem, also helped further Christianity entrance into Yoruba culture by the Christian hymns he set to Yoruba music. The consequences to Yoruba religion and culture have been incalculable. I have thought of my school days, of Ijoma and Doreen, light-skinned girls allowed to wear their straight hair out, whilst the rest of us were caned if our hair was not neat, by which was meant tidiest away into cornrows. Whatever terror unbound African hair has struck in the hearts of colonial men and women, by the time of my youth, it has surely been transferred to local school administrations. I have thought of my Morofolu and all the other authority figures for whom flogging is a part of our traditions and not a dehumanizing spectacle that become more widespread with colonialism, used to tame the frightening and savage native into cooperative submission. It is not enough to reveal the lies and tear down the status. Though this we must, we have also to build things in their places. Activist and thinker Steve Biko contains an instructive concept of freedom that requires, first, the elevation of Black consciousness, of Black cultures and communities out of the false business they have been pushed into. Secondly, the thorough understanding that white people are just well people, that the pace that they have collectively attempted to occupy in the last few hundred years is not simply one of superiority, but an attempt at being more than human, and to have done so by maintaining others in subhuman states. For everyone to be brought back to being simply, fully, but not more than a human being, white people will need to give us instrumental power and more a mental religion understanding of themselves as God-like. If Black consciousness, the emancipation of the black mind and the recovery of the true freedom of all human beings starts with correcting colonization, it is not complete until we have questioned every communal understanding we take for granted. Our real heroism can be left uncatched. It is daunting. We will be tired but free. Wonderful. So I pray that my children will grow up in a world where the value we teach them are mirrored outside that. In every fundamental aspect, all people are equal. When they inevitably find that the world is different, may their hearts not be broken. I pray they will never be taken in by false praise and will stand unyielding in the glory of their black Africanness. That regardless of how they are treated by either of their cultural heritages, they will hold fast to a universal belief in goodness, fortitude, and love. To my unborn daughter, I pray that you will have my hair thickly coiled beyond the solitary ability of any wide-touched comb, beautiful as black nights. But if you do not, may you be contented in knowing that your hair is nor worse nor better. Eniola Oduduwa Soyemi is a political theorist and a Max Weber Fellow at the European University Institute. May God bless this woman for putting all this beautiful write-up together for he or for she who has ear as an African to hear and to learn. We must be original. We must be who we are. We are better than any. Until we embrace what we have, we will keep chasing shadows. Do not be an African that will chase shadows. Be an African that will be proud of what God has made you to be, which no industry can fabricate. I am a proud African. I am a very proud Biafran. And I thank God for creating me to be one. What about you? Let's talk in the comments section. Do not forget to share this video. Do not forget to like. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Do not forget to help educate others. And when you dislike, please do me a favor to tell me why you dislike. May God bless you as you continue to walk as a proud African in everything that you are doing that is good. Because it is only you that can portray you for who you are. Not by Black Lives Matters. It is by who you have accepted that you are and you have projected that you are. That is whom people will take you to be. God bless you.